So this is the pound Swiss. Even though we have closed above the prior week's low, we are pretty much inside the prior daily range. The only buy signal we have, or anything that would indicate any positive stuff in the pound Swiss, is because it has traded above the prior week's low. And that but the negative thing is that we had those daily, the 166.20, which is we have, like, look at this, a daily high, 1 week's low, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So, and it's also the high of the week of January. So it's pretty much close. The 166.20, the 166.30 is pretty much a very strong resistance area. We did go and trade this week above it, and we failed and we came back down. So that is still negative, and I'm not looking to be a buyer of the pound Swiss unless it gets above the 166.20. The longer term picture on the pound Swiss is still quite bearish. There is no real signal on the weekly that can tell us that we should be reversing or covering the shorts on the pound Swiss. And as you see, the only pair that the pound is negative on Friday is the pound Swiss. It is slightly positive on the dollar, and it is also positive on the euro pound, and it's also positive on the yen. But the only one that it is negative on is the Swiss, and that's why we should be staying short on the pound Swiss. We're not looking to buy it unless it gets above 66.20. Now, having said that, we are pretty close. We have 2 days low and a 3 days low. We might be able, if we really get a good decent move in the pound yen, we might have some action to the upside in the pound Swiss. So with that, we can have those two daily lows, since they are pretty close to each other. This one is 65.20. This one is 65.27. So we'll take the 2 days low as 165.27 as our buying point. Now, guys, these numbers are quite strong. They do work quite well. And if you use them in conjunction with the opening range, they would pay us quite handsomely. So if you just make sure that you have these numbers like this, when I give you when I'm going to put the radar screen up for you at the end of the session, just make sure that you use these numbers in conjunction with the opening ranges, because they are the points that you want to be taking whenever you're making a decision to go seriously long or short. So it is very important to combine these points with the opening range. The closer these points are to the opening range, the better they are, the more stronger our signal is. And of course, if we do okay, So as I said, our buy signal is going to be above the 165.27 right there. We have one low which is 165.20. The previous day's low is 165.27. So our buy signal is going to be above the 165.27. The difference between them is only 7 pips just to be. This means that this has to knock and try to penetrate these points. There will be some work that it has to do, some effort that it has to do to go above this point. In the meantime, this is a big gift. This move is a big gift. So if it opens anywhere in Tokyo below the 165, excuse me, if it opens in Tokyo somewhere around here, you can draw your gift line like this, and you can use that point with the, I tell you what guys, I think the safe bet on the pound Swiss, just because the short covering that we are having in the yen, I mean the range between 65.27 and this is 164.31. We got 100 pips on either way. That's a big range stuff. We do not really have too much of a very high probability trade on the pound Swiss, and what I would suggest to you is, if you look at this opening, the market side over here is 164.50. This you have to play it on either side of the open. If it breaks below the opening range, because the trend is down and all the way down, take it short. So I will take the short out of the opening range. The buy, I will only trade the long above the 165.27. So I can take a short out of the opening range because this is a big gift and I'm looking for a further decline to the downside. But the buys I will only take above the 165.27.